Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Rizki Pranata, and my student identification number is 234111015. In this presentation, I will discuss a topic that has been assigned as part of my course requirements. The purpose of this presentation is to explain the main concepts, theories, and important aspects related to the topic in a clear and systematic manner. I hope that the information presented will be useful, increase our understanding, and provide valuable insights into the subject being discussed. Without further delay, let's begin the presentation. In the development of accounting theory, experts have attempted to explain how accounting practices should be conducted and how financial statements should be prepared. One approach used is the traditional approach. The traditional approach was the initial method used to develop accounting theory before the development of more modern research methods. This approach focuses on logical thinking, observation of existing practices, and reasoning to explain accounting concepts. In the early development of accounting, theories were not developed through the complex empirical testing that they are today. Instead, theories were largely based on practical experience, observations of the business world, and the thoughts of accounting academics and practitioners. The traditional approach plays a crucial role because it serves as the foundation for the development of various accounting concepts and principles used today. Despite its limitations, this approach has made significant contributions to the development of a framework for thinking in accounting. By understanding the traditional approach, we can see how accounting theory developed from basic concepts to a more scientific and systematic approach. One of the main characteristics of the approach. Traditional accounting is the use of logic and reasoning in building theories. Accounting experts use rational thinking to explain how accounting practices should be carried out. This approach is also heavily influenced by practical experience in the business world. In other words, the theory is built on what is considered reasonable and appropriate to the needs of accounting practice at that time. The main objective of the traditional approach is to create guidelines that can be used in preparing financial statements and to help create uniformity in accounting practices. In addition, the traditional approach attempts to answer the question of what accountants should do in recording, measuring, and reporting financial information. Therefore, this approach is often associated with normative theory, which emphasizes what should be done. Although not many methods have been used. Empirical research, traditional approaches continue to make important contributions in forming the foundations of accounting theory used today. That is why the traditional approach is considered an important initial stage in the development of modern accounting science. The first approach is non-theoretical approach. This approach is based on accounting practices that develop naturally without a clear theoretical basis. Accounting is carried out based on habits and experiences considered effective in the business world. The second approach is the practical approach. In this approach, theory is built on solutions to problems that arise in everyday accounting practice. Focus. The main thing is to create methods that can be applied directly in business activities. The third approach is the authoritarian approach. This approach emphasizes the role of professional organizations or institutions in establish accounting rules and principles. Accounting theory and practice develop based on guidelines issued by authorized parties. The fourth approach is the deductive approach. This approach uses logical reasoning that starts with general concepts or assumptions and then breaks down into more specific accounting principles. Meanwhile, the fifth approach is the inductive approach. This approach starts from observations of accounting practices that occur in the field, then from these observations, these generalizations and broader theories are compiled. These five approaches form an important foundation in the development of accounting theory and have contributed to the birth of various concepts that are used today. Slide 4, Conclusion. Traditional approaches to theory formulation. Accounting is the initial approach used in developing accounting theory before the development of research approaches. Modern. This approach focuses on logic, practical experience, observation, and guidelines developed by experts and professional organizations. Through the traditional approach, various accounting concepts and principles began to be formed, thus creating a strong foundation for the development of accounting theory in the future. This approach also helped create uniformity in accounting practices and provide guidance for the preparation of financial statements. There are several types of traditional approaches, namely the non-theoretical approach, practical approach, authoritarian approach, deductive approach, and inductive approach. Each has its own advantages. Different characteristics but have the same goal, namely to help explain and develop accounting practices. Although currently accounting theory is widely supported by empirical research and scientific approaches. Despite the more modern approach, the traditional approach still has very important historical and academic value. This approach is the foundation that helped the development of accounting into a more systematic and structured discipline. Therefore, understanding the traditional approach to formulating accounting theory is very important because it provides an overview of how accounting concepts develop and become the basis for current accounting practices currently used. That concludes my presentation for today. In summary, the topic discussed provides important knowledge and insights that help us better understand the concepts and their applications in both academic and practical contexts. I hope this presentation has been informative and has contributed to a deeper understanding of the subject matter. Thank you for your attention and for taking the time to watch this presentation. I sincerely apologize for any mistakes or shortcomings in my explanation. Thank you once again, and have a wonderful day. See you in the next presentation. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.